the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Lining up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed. Skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Ooh, you take me higher. Ooh, you take me higher, baby. Take me higher. Ooh, you take me higher, baby. Take me higher. Ooh, you take me higher, baby. Take me higher. Yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Radical Truth to Power, the progressive news show with Let's Be S3. I am your host, Marlon Clyburn, along with Tracy Carson of Tracy Carson LLC, formerly known as Tracy Carson LLC, now Tracy Media, Tracy Carson Media. Hey, Tracy Media, Bell, but not my company. So today, as you see, as the title is, we're going to talk about Judge Jackson's to the Supreme Court, what all she had to go through to get there, why even that little itty bitty teensy weeny little spark that I had for Lindsey Graham, yeah, that's gone now. That's completely gone. We're done. We're done. And we're also going to take a look at or get some updates on what's going on with the Russian-Ukraine war. It's gone too far now. It really has gone too far, but we'll take a look at that. Tracy, how's everything going?
Oh, I'm still recovering from last night. I'm like, okay.
We had an after party. And so my
did, because I
page,
fell asleep. I was like,
okay, in my defense, we did have a Patreon.
You did ask me.
I asked you, hey, go ahead and go to sleep. This is late there. No, I don't want to miss something. This could be good. We got to the 30-minute mark, and Tracy was like, okay, that's it. I'm out. That's it.
I'm finished.
I'm done. So let's see who's already out there. First Love. I'm first. Nana Boo Boo. Thank you, First Love.
How you gonna be first on your own podcast? Really?
Hey, you gotta get in when you can fit in. Ain't my fault. That's why I said now.
Hey, Anna.
Marlon, I've been holding back lately. That ain't my fault. Sorry. Not my fault, Anna. Get in where you fit in.
Mickey.
Hello, Mickey. And I'm going to be jumping in and out, working on the site and doing some work for tomorrow's support group. If anyone interested, I'll be happy to do a Radical Truth to Power support session too. Please get it. Anna, give me your, send everybody your email address. I have a strange feeling there's some people who um, may need your support and have no way of getting in contact with you other than to wait till next Saturday or Sunday. So just give your email or your contact information so people can get in contact with you. Just put it out there. Again, not my fault. Not my fault. I was first. Yeah, I know when these shows coming on. Well, without any further ado, let's get this party started.
On this vote, the yeas are 53, the nays are 47, and this nomination is confirmed.
And with that, Ketanji Brown Jackson has become the first Black female Supreme Court justice. Two things I'm taking away from the video, and I said this last night to Tracy and Thea, is the after show. I'm so sick and tired at this time and age we're still saying the first whatever. Like this I done went from mad to now y'all just really just irked the last bit of irkness out of me. The first Black whatever, the first female whatever, the first Native American whatever, the first Latino whatever. And we're still with this country is the melting pot of the world where we don't need to divide, we all need to come together. And still in 2022, we're still saying the first of something. It's just baffling to me that I'm not saying that we shouldn't be proud of it, but we should be proud of it because it should be a norm. And it's not. And that's just irritating after a while. That we have to celebrate the first of everything. And we got to do this kumbaya. And yes, it's still raising the Black community. This stuff by this time should be normal. Just, hey, let's get a justice up there. Let's get a president up there. Let's get a CEO up there. All this other stuff. But we still, the first of. Let's celebrate. It should give hope. Not really giving me much hope. Because it's like, when's the next one first of? Or when's the second? The second thing that I got from that video, you little whippy Republicans walking out. Oh, y'all are hilarious. Y'all are the people who, when Trump won the office, you went on national TV and feelings don't matter and feelings are not facts and get over it and stop crying. And every time that y'all don't get y'all way, y'all just rub for the hills. So, Tracy, you didn't say much last night. You said you didn't want to double talk.
I'm saving it.
So, go ahead.
First of all, big ups to KBJ. Because I can't pronounce her first name, so I don't want to be disrespectful and butcher it. It's a historic moment. She's automatically, in every Black history trivia question there ever will be. Well-deserved. She's more qualified than the Chief Justice. She's more qualified than all the justices put together. I don't know why this was so, yes, I do. I do know why this was so contentious for the Republican Party, because they're trash. They got up and walked out. Nobody walked out when rapists, let me backtrack because today is Sunday, so I'm going to try to keep it. No Democrat walked out when Brett Kavanaugh was confirmed, or Amy Bryan, I had no qualifications, had no business on the court in the first place. Nobody walked out, but these little whiny, little boo-hooey, miss me with your, we're the party of inclusion. Democrats don't do anything for black people. Vote for, miss me. Go away. Don't come back. We don't like you. We never have liked you. You're garbage. Thank you.
Okay. So, Marlon, you call yourself first love, but I hate to tell you this. You're not my first or second or fifth or. Well, I hate to bust your bubble, but my wife gave me the name First Love. So, I'm keeping it. When they turned their back and walked out, I was so fucking pissed. Totally disrespectful, like 4-year-old children.
No,
yeah.
I disagree, because 4-year-old children have more respect than they did.
Good point. Aloha,
hey,
everybody.
Theus.
Hey, Theus. We were saying the first in the 60s, over half a century, and I can't believe we're still. Yeah, that's my point. That's my point, is that we're still saying the first of something. The first of, the first of, the first of. And in the black community, I'm not degrading you when I say we shouldn't be celebrating every time we have the first of something. The
Right.
first black president, the first Supreme Court, the first vice president, the first female vice president. This should, at this point in time in our existence, this should be the norm. We should be going after the character of the people who are holding this office, instead of we're still going after the race and the sex.
I mean, to be honest, we should have been had a woman president by now. We should have been had a woman president by now.
I think we'll always be some type of
Unfortunately.
inequality in this world, but this is a great thing and a good step in the right direction. Is it a step in the right direction?
There was some parts of it. Well, you haven't asked me that question yet.
Because I just really feel like, yeah, it's a step in the right direction, but how many times have we been saying everything is a step in the right direction just to come to a screeching halt at the last second?
Yep. Because we don't know how she's going to rule. She may come out and start ruling things and you thought, okay, this is going to be us. Not.
Republicans are a bunch of whiny, entitled babies that cry over everything. Trump didn't win the election. Let's go storm the Capitol. Y'all this is what gets me about the Republican Party, the conservative people, the conservative Christianity, and everything else. Boy, y'all be the first ones to try to tell everybody who's an alpha and who's a beta. But y'all will cry on a dime.
And then they say we're snowflakes.
Snowflakes, stop crying, get over it. Take your own advice. Get over it.
No, because they think they're entitled to everything. When you think you're entitled to everything, every loss feels personal.
Then on the floor, if a Democrat says something bad about Repub, no matter true, they say Republicans jump up and scream decorum. Those who lie on the floor, interrupt, talk over, no decorum, and walking out.
Mickey, because the Democrats have no spine.
The funny thing about it is, that's the one thing I would really like somebody to just start calling out these people. That's all. I know it ain't gonna make a hill of beans. I know.
Stupid like you stupid. Thank you. Sit on there.
At the very least, Democrats, say something. Stop
holding press conferences. Call them stupid on the floor. My colleague. No,
I need names. I don't need no colleague.
Stop trying to do bipartisan efforts with a party that's clearly full of white supremacists. Clearly. Why would you want to work with them? Why?
I remember when everyone celebrated that JFK was the first Catholic president. Having lived through it, I got so discouraged now. I've been waiting over half a century. Yeah, you got Biden. Ain't Biden Catholic? And if he is, yeah, that's just about right. That's half a century.
Yep. Hey, think about how long it took us to get Obama.
And think how long it's going to take us to get another one.
Get another one, because it ain't coming no time soon.
It ain't coming no time soon. Grateful history books that's being outlawed as we speak. Where's the progress? Because I can't find it. That's the deal about progression in this country, is why I'm tired of the celebration of everything, is that if you really look at it, it's baby steps. We still should not be talking about the first and stuff. We just be tippy-toeing it. Oh, and it gives encouragement to the black children, the black women, the Obama gave encouragement to little black boys and little black girls that you can achieve this one day.
I already know I can achieve it. Thank you. I don't really
Yeah, we can achieve it. You ain't.
It's like that old Paula Abdul song. 2 steps forward and 2 steps back.
Yeah. There have been so many steps in the right direction. Unfortunately, the last 6 years we've been taking
last 6.
Yeah,
I say last 12, but hey, that's just me.
Biden is Catholic, and they wanted to bar him from. Oh yeah.
How you gonna bar somebody? Yeah. See, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not
gonna.
Got
to. You ain't got
I'm like,
to.
what the? So
that's
like,
what I'm saying. Separation of church and state all depends on which party you in. If you are a Democrat, we need to have
like
separation.
He couldn't serve it to himself. Like he could not just literally serve it to himself. Oh, but if we give it, let me stop. I'm gonna stop right there. Stop right there.
Given how much the Republicans are spewing hate and violence and how brainwashed the cult is anyone else concerned about KBJ's safety? I hope she has now that she's a judge, she's one of the safest people on the planet. She really is. One thing that you could always count on in this country, barring the insurrection, barring that. Yeah, but one thing you can always depend on in this country is they will protect their elite. Yeah, why do you think it's taking so long to even deal with Trump?
He doesn't want to deal with Trump. What are we saying?
No, they don't want to deal with a former president. That's what they don't want to deal with. They don't want to put a black eye on a president.
I'm putting a pillow on my back.
So.
I'm like, wait a minute, my back is hurting. Okay, now I got it.
But yeah, that's all that is. They do not want to deal with a former president and giving the presidency a black eye and everything else.
That's when I wish we lived in countries like Brazil and Portugal. They put their presidents in jail. They're like, yep, jail, that's where you're going. Yeah. We're all like, the office. No, put them in jail.
So we're going to move on to, and I wanted to include 3 more videos, and we're going to discuss the double talk of these people.
Jackson has a marvelous legal education. She has a vast practical experience, something I think is a real plus. I will vote no.
I can say definitively that I like her. I think she's a good person, but I cannot support her.
She seems like a wonderful human being. She comes with some impressive qualifications academically and professionally. I will vote no.
And indeed, she has a very impressive resume. I am certainly going to vote no.
I mean, she's the realization of an American dream. So I will not be supporting her nomination.
I enjoyed the opportunity to meet her family. They obviously are and should be proud of her achievements. I can't support her nomination.
Very gifted person. She's fought hard to be where she's at in life. I'll vote no. I'm the first time I've ever voted against any Supreme.
This is why actions speak louder than words. To all the white people who say, I'm not racist and I have black friends, I just don't want you in my neighborhood. This is what you sound like. And in reality, you just don't want to vote for a black woman for the Supreme Court justice who has zero flaws in her campaign and in her resume, who is well overqualified for the fucking position, and you much rather vote for a white man who cries about how much he likes fucking beer. You don't want white America to change and stop being white America. But let me tell you something. You better fucking get used to it, because those days are over. My name's Eric Stone. Doses.
There you go.
Yeah,
because they don't want the backlash of putting this woman down again. By the way, they don't want the backlash of putting them down. They put her on a pedestal. She the greatest thing since sliced bread. You more qualified than any person on the face of the planet. I don't even know why you're not the Supreme Court justice and everybody else is underneath you. I'm just not going to vote for you, though.
If the DNC were smart, which I know they're not, and they're not watching this show, but maybe they will. All they got to do, it's right there. It's literally right there. They're giving you what you need for commercials. You don't even have to edit it. Just take what they literally just said and be like, this what we going with? This is what we going with.
Because again, they always want to take the higher ground. They
That's
always want to set up the standards. I'm like that meme now. When you go low, I go medium because God is still working on me. They don't want to do that. They still want to take the high road, and they still want to be seen as the good guys in all these situations and everything else, while they're getting their heads bashed in. And by the way, the Republicans have already done said when they take office in months now, when they take control of the House and the Senate, that there's going to be a lot of changes, i.e. there's going to be a lot of revenge going on.
Yep.
And it's going to be your fault.
Yep, the January 6th investigation, that's going to stop.
That's dead
Marjorie
in the
Taylor, Margarine is going to be reinstated into all of her committees. I'm just like, we giving y'all DNC. We're telling you how to win. Y'all just like, no. If they throw...
Great video. The folk Islam, he said, is not black qualifications, but white intolerance. Yeah. Pretty much. You could have closed your eyes right now. Nope, that's not on this video. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Well said. The very same people who voted for her for the circuit court last year now decide she's no longer qualified. Oh, Mickey, I got a video. Well, he doesn't say it on there, but I got a video for you. It's pure hatred, basically. It's pure hatred. But anyway, we're going to move on. Like I was telling everybody, that little itsy bitsy teeny weeny tiny little spark of respect that I had for Lindsey Graham have been extinguished. Thank you. It has been extinguished. It's gone. I literally have no respect for this man, period. And I had very little, and in case anybody that's new here, Lindsey was the reason I even started this show. Now he's going to be the reason why I'll continue on. This is from the Damage Report. I'm using their clip because they explain it a whole lot better than I do.
Twitter. Lindsey Graham didn't wear a tie for the occasion of Ketanji Brown Jackson's confirmation to become the first black woman. That meant he wasn't even allowed in the Senate floor and voted no from the cloakroom. And then, if that isn't bad enough, Harwood points out, all the more remarkable for the fact that Graham was wearing a tie at a press conference earlier in the day. He took it off. And I don't know why, but in my mind, all I could do was zoom in on the last part. He took it off. He took it off. He took it off.
Yeah.
He was dressed in senatorial attire.
It
but he
goes
decided,
right what I was saying. Intentionally disrespecting her. Making an effort to not tip his hat, so to speak, right?
He took off his hat.
This is something that has happened to Black people and Black women in particular in this country, and on a day that we should all be celebrating, and I know I was, women across the country should be celebrating that there's another woman on the Supreme Court. We need her. This is a very important day. And he did everything he could do to not wipe his shoes before he went in her house.
I'm so done with this dude. Do you know how disrespectful you have to be to actually go out of your way to be disrespectful? Like, you don't even accidentally be disrespectful. Like, I didn't know that was disrespectful, or that was just the way I was brought up, or, I didn't know how the rules were. No, he purposely.
Yep, did it on purpose.
He purposely was being disrespectful. And for what?
She still got in. Like, you did all that, but she's still there. And she can't be removed unless you impeach her.
And if you even try to impeach her, you don't even touch Clarence Thomas. You purposely went out and then you voted from the cloakroom. So not only are you a wimp, you a coward. You don't even have, and excuse me, Tracy, you didn't even have the balls for a person who sits there so much and want to pull up a gun and shoot it. How bad I am. I wish you'd come on my lawn. I'll take care of you. You ain't taking care of crap. You're a 2-year-old child. You didn't even have the balls to even stand there. And if you feel so strongly about against her so much, you couldn't even get up enough gumption to vote in person. At least have enough strength to even fakely say, I feel so strongly against her, I'm going to vote against her in person. No, you little coward. You couldn't even do it in person. You are the walking definition of a chump. I give zero respect, -0 respect for you. Unfortunately, he's in South Carolina, so we'll probably see him for another 4 or 5 freaking terms, but still. Tracy?
He's garbage. What can you say about a man who, when Trump first started running, he's dangerous and he's this and that. Soon as Trump got Russia, as soon as Trump gets in, he's the greatest thing ever. He's the voice of the Republican Party. How many butts has this man kissed? Really? Really? How much chapstick does he really need to do all the kissing up to the base that he's doing? It's like, dude, sit down. Sit down. All the way down.
OMG, how could anyone have had any respect for Lindsey? He was a sucker fish attached to McCain for years. The only way McCain could get rid of him was to die.
Wow, Mickey, leave it to Mickey.
That's true, though.
Let's have a segment called "Leave It to Mickey."
Which point out the lie. That's all he does. He flows with the wind. That's all he really does. He flows with the wind. He stands on nothing other than what's popular at that point. All of them, though. I understand what you were saying, Tracy, and I totally agree with you that Trump was the most dangerous person. He should never be up there. Oh, Trump is the nominee. Oh, we love Trump. But I still can't get over Cruz. The dude was ugly.
That's the one's worst. And then and she stayed with him. See, I went to church today, so I got to watch it. I got to watch it.
Lindsey Graham in 2015. Trump is a race-baiting, xenophobic bigot. Graham since then, I worship at his feet of my deranged God, Trump. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, at 2015, that's exactly what he called
Yep.
Trump. Trump is a race-baiting, xenophobic bigot. Now, y'all being so unfair to Trump. Y'all say, boy, Lindsey is elected by the state, so he should be more vulnerable than any other.
But he's not. He's in South Carolina.
You in South Carolina.
You know how much he beat the Democratic guy by when he did his re-election? He beat that poor man to a pulp.
Well, we got your boy now, so.
Who?
What is his name? Oh, no, he's going out to Clyburn. Never mind. Forgot. Never mind.
Different state.
No, that's South Carolina.
I thought Clyburn was Congress. It's not North Carolina?
Yeah.
Lindsey is South Carolina, right?
This is North Carolina. You're absolutely right.
I was like, but Lindsey.
I'm sorry. These idiots run into each other, and they're too close into proximity. South Carolina, North Carolina, Clyburn, Lindsey Graham.
I'm talking about the guy with the black guy with the round head. What's his name?
Yeah, you like them.
No, the current chair of the Democratic committee. That guy with the round head.
Oh, yeah, that was the one who got the wheels beat off of him.
Yeah, Lindsey Graham beat him like it shouldn't have been. I'm like, dang. He ain't going nowhere.
You know what the funny thing is, and we're gonna move on. I kind of think he started just coming up too late, though. Like, I didn't hear about him until like 6 months before the election. It's like, dude, where you been?
Oh no, he raised more money than Lindsey Graham.
And that's why he's in charge of the Democratic National Convention, because you're very good at raising money. You're terrible at running and winning an election. All right, this is where I wish Theus was on here, but it doesn't matter because he's on the line, and I'm pretty much sure that after I finish playing this, he's going to be screaming at the top of his lungs, and yeah. All skin folks ain't kin folks.
See here, not surprised by anything Tim Scott does. He let Lindsey Graham and the sheriff dog walk him and destroy police reform after pretending to work on it. And now he'll go along with Lindsey's barking dog racism against Judge Jackson because he's Tim Scott. Senator.
Good morning to all y'all. Let me just say this. What is so offensive about what Joy is saying is that a black man cannot think for himself. I have to follow somebody else. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, but it reinforces the liberal elite's approach to minorities who will not fall in line and do what they tell us to do. There are millions of Americans who happen to be black, who want to think for themselves, who will think for themselves, but the power of the liberal elite wants to attack us like vicious dogs because they do not want anyone standing up opposed to what they are doing, leading our country in the wrong direction. It is vile, it is offensive, and we should stop allowing the liberal media to push these stories by their hosts that want one thing and one thing only: progressive liberal policies that make it harder for African Americans, not easier. That's why President Biden's numbers in the black community and the Hispanic community are going down, 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 because we can see with our own eyes what the policies and the principles of the left are doing to us, not for us. But you can.
Three things off the bat.
Ooh, chap.
Tim. Can I call you Tim? Okay, I'm gonna call you Tim. Tim, she wasn't saying black men can't think for themselves. She was saying you
can't think
for themselves. Think for yourself. You can't think for yourself. You have to go to your people on the other side and ask them, how should I vote? So it ain't the black men can't think for themselves. She specifically said you. And to put a finer point on it, why do you think the way you think? Because you're Tim Scott. So don't put us black men in the same realm as you do. No, we do think for ourselves. Number two, because we see the policies and the procedures as more dangerous for the black community and Latino community, it doesn't help us. What are those policies? I'm sorry. Why am I hearing crickets? What policies did that every Republican blocked that was supposed to help the black community, the Latino community, the poor community, that the Republicans blocked? So which policy was put in place that was voted in that caused more damage to the black and Latino community? Nothing? Oh, okay. Nothing. So miss me with that one. Number three, and we need to stop listening to the liberal media with their anchors in front just spewing this. Dude, 2 words. Tucker Carlson. Shut the hell up. As Foxy tried to explain to me that was more than 2 words, but it was in a sentence. Tracy.
Tim Scott is the type of person, no matter what his race is, he makes things worse by just opening up his mouth. He clearly doesn't know what he's talking about. He gets his speaking points from someone else. Clearly, this man doesn't have the intelligence, the decency, the upstandingness, I don't even know if that's a word, to say things that have been programmed into him. Lest we forget that when Trump was doing his shaking every Republican senator's hand, he somehow got skipped. But I'm not here to kind of point that out, Tim. Your own party ignored you until they want a token black person to talk against black people. He's the type of person that he's not invited to the cookout. He's not ever going to be invited to the cookout. Don't come to the cookout. Don't bring your potato salad with raisins in it. Don't bring your, you can always bring Hawaiian rolls, but you can't, Tim. Don't bring your off-brand soda. You're not invited.
Hey. Nothing wrong with off-brand sodas now. Checks be hitting.
Don't bring your off-brand soda, your hot dog on the barbecue pit. There's a difference between a cookout and a barbecue. And he's the person that thinks a cookout is more preferable when we'd rather have ribs and he'd rather have hot dogs. Tim Scott is the type of person that just makes me, it's just some men in my life I'm glad I will never be attracted to. I'm glad. That's the nicest thing that I could possibly say about someone. Him, Tim Elder, Candace Owens, it's like, can we trade them for somebody else? Like, can we do like a trade-off? Like, we give you them and you give us people who y'all don't like.
I'll trade Tim Scott for Elizabeth Warren. It's a straight up trade.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, y'all take him and we'll take her. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll take that one any day. South Carolina ranks in education is 45th, near the bottom. Most red states are near the bottom for education because they keep their voters ignorant so they can easily grift them. Yeah. And they're now trying to remove history, so it'll get worse. Tim Scott descends from the slaves that resented being set free. Probably.
No, not probably. Definitely.
Oh, okay. Definitely. Yeah. So there you have it, everybody. I didn't want to go back so far and show the ignorance of them individuals. Oh, good Lord. Cooter Carlson swore Cooter Carlson. Mickey comes up with a new name for this dude every time she come on this show. Swore in court under oath that he lied so much that no reasonable person should believe him. The only time he told the truth and the coach chose to not follow them. There was a study that was done by a group. I can't remember the name of the group, but they paid Fox viewers for the next 30 days to watch CNN, CNBC. In other words, anything other than Fox. A staggering number of them, surprise, surprise, a staggering number of them came back and went, wow, I think Fox have been lying to us all along. You had to get paid for that?
I could have told you that for free.
I could have told you that for free. Anyway, congratulations, Judge Jackson. I know you'll do a great job. So we're going to move on to the Ukraine war that's going on. And I just got 2 clips of it because my stomach was churning from it. But we're just going to give you a couple of updates on what's been going on lately.
This morning, after Russia was suspended from the United Nations Human Rights Council, new scenes like this explain why. This apartment block in Bucha took a direct hit. ABC's James Longman was with a man named Bowden, showing us what the attack did to his friend on the 8th floor.
And that is the remains of his friend, his child remains. I mean, I'm looking at his bones, at his body here.
Bowden saying he wants the whole world to know the truth about what's happening here. Russia has called scenes like these staged lies. But this morning, German intelligence has reportedly intercepted messages in which Russian troops discuss the indiscriminate killing of civilians. The Washington Post reports in 2 separate communications, Russian soldiers described questioning Ukrainian soldiers as well as civilians and then shooting them.
With each day, more and more credible reports of rape, killings, torture are emerging.
Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky says the situation is much worse in the town of Boryanka, where investigators say they found 26 bodies buried in rubble Thursday. He's accused Russia of using hunger as a weapon by blocking food supplies. Now, as this war shifts to the eastern part of the country, thousands of civilians are trying to flee. Speaking before NATO, Ukraine's foreign minister warning the battle for the region will be devastating.
The battle for Donbass will remind you was Second World War.
The U.S. Senate responding by voting to reinstall the Lend-Lease program, basically allowing President Biden to give Ukraine weapons for free, delaying the payments until later. But the House still has to approve the bill.
First of all, that never made any sense to me. You giving them for free and getting the payments later. That's not what free means, but kudos for doing that. This is a pure definition of evil. This whole thing is embodiment. Still don't sound right.
Embodiment?
This is the definition of evil.
Yeah, okay. Here you go.
Oh, why I can't say words tonight? I feel good.
You had some of these as vitamins.
No, because then I would have been all over the place and talking about 50 million ways of no. We don't do Thea's vitamins. Those are not vitamins. But this is a definition of evil. And one thing in that clip stood out to me more than anything else. It's one thing that you decided to go into another country, invade another country, and you decided to take your war zone into civilian areas, bombing buildings, grocery stores, movie theaters. That's a decision that you made. But now you don't stoop so low as to get information and kill people on the spot, shoot people on the spot. Now you're going around raping people, raping women. If you can't tell me how there's nothing wrong with you, I don't know what else to say. There is nothing that you're fighting for other than greed. And I don't even think greed of money. I think pure greed of power. Like you're drunk off of it so much that your humanity is nowhere to be found. Tracy?
Unfortunately, I think this is going to go on for a few more years. I don't see it end. I know people keep saying, it's bad for Russia, they're going to get out, but I don't see that. Every time I hear people say that, turn on the news, Russia's bombing some other place. Russia's bombed a building. It's like, I just don't have hope that this is going to be over the way people quickly think. And now it's leading to shortages of wheat, which could lead to worldwide food shortages. This whole thing is just scary. It's just a scary situation.
I believe that every time any country is up for a discussion of crimes in the UN, they should be rescinded from proceed. Mickey, the funny thing about it is, y'all remember what the first thing that was said in that video was? They was taken off of the Human Rights Committee. What took so long?
What is the UN for? Like, kick them all the way out. Like, kick them.
The House passed a bill to investigate Russia for war crimes. 6 Republicans voted no. In fact, yep.
Oh, name them, Mickey, because I don't know who they
She already got it. GOP, Andy Bridge from Arizona, Warren Davis from Ohio, Paul, from Arizona, Marjorie Taylor Greene, there's a shock, from Georgia, Thomas Massey from Kentucky, and Scott Kerry from Pennsylvania, all opposed.
All those people need to be primary, including Matt Gaetz. I know his name ain't on the list, but since I don't like him, put him on.
Just throw them on in there.
You just throw them on in there anyway.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on to the embodiment. I'm determined I'm gonna say that doggone word. The embodiment.
Embodiment.
Still don't sound right. But
just stick with definition.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with definition.
Just stick with that.
I'm gonna stick with definition. This is the definition of evil incarnated.
This morning, outrage from President Zelensky as the civilian death toll continues to climb. He says this is an evil without limits, and if not punished, it will never stop. At least 52 people, including 5 children, died in yesterday's attack on the train station in Kramatorsk. There were thousands of civilians waiting right there, and the Russians knew it. The calculating target, one of the main exit points from eastern Ukraine, a gateway to safety. There are children lying there, this woman says, and a few feet away, the remains of the rocket. U.S. intelligence officials say they believe it was a short-range ballistic missile fired by Russia.
It is, again, of a piece of the Russian brutality in the prosecution of this war.
Suitcases left behind, strollers, anything people grabbed on their way out. This man, still in shock, says he pulled the body of his dead grandmother out of their car. Kramatorsk is in the Donetsk region, home to the predominantly Russian-speaking population that Putin claims he wants to liberate. But instead, he's trapping them, preventing anyone from leaving. In Bucha, on the outskirts of Kyiv, more body bags, a mass grave exhumed. The grim aftermath of what is now carefully documented is yet another apparent war crime.
President Putin is a main war criminal of 21st century. Of course, he is responsible of all of this, what is going on now in Ukraine.
In the shadow of the church, officials telling NBC News, all of these people, civilians so far, and all of them died a violent death. The head of the EU, Ursula von der Leyen, visited the site Friday, the highest profile foreign leader to come to Kyiv.
It is the unthinkable has happened here. We have seen the cruel face of Putin's army.
But President Zelensky says it will be even worse elsewhere. In Borodyanka, closer to the Belarus border, they're just starting to gather evidence. It is much more horrific there, Zelensky says. There are even more victims of Russian occupiers. But on the battlefield, the attention turned to the east. The regional governor warning there is no secret the battle for Donbass will be decisive. What we have already experienced, all of this horror it can multiply.
Now, while the U.S. says Russia was behind that attack, Russia has denied responsibility. But the regional local government in the Donbass region says at train stations this morning, they are now taking additional precautions to avoid large crowds because clearly Russia is targeting big groups of civilians. Peter, Kristen.
So now they have decided that civilians is fair game. And the funny thing about it is, this right here is what you would call. Have we not heard this before? You do something evil, you do something crazy, you do something stupid, and then say that one, it never happened, or two, the other person who says that you did it was the one who actually did do it. Where have we heard that before? Where did we hear that from? Probably you heard it from those same senators. Sorry. Want to make sure if people are coming in brand new, I want to make sure you probably heard it from these people.
Mm-hmm.
You probably heard it from these same people that the Ukraine did it to their own people and blaming Russia. You're not going to explain why. You're not even going to attempt to explain why. You're sure as hell ain't going to show proof. You don't have to. You just have to say it. It's a cowardly move. It's being a coward. It's not being strong. You don't even have the guts to say, yeah, I did it. This is war. Everything is on the board and everything else. You do it and then blame others. It wasn't us. It was the other invading army. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's always...
Yep. It's always somebody else. They're not us.
It's always them doing it to them, but you ain't going to never explain to why they was doing it to them. Why would you do all of this stuff to your own citizens? Basically, so stupid is the citizens are the ones who's actually fighting in this war. So why would you thin out your own population to what? Own
to get
Russia?
sympathy. I think that was one of Putin's
to get
Trump lies. He said they were bombing themselves to get sympathy. Now, I'm just quoting. I'm just here to provide context. That's all I'm here to do.
Not just now. Putin has been bombing high-rise apartment buildings, hotels from the beginning. Yeah, high-rise apartment buildings, hotels, movie theaters. This guy has no end. And by the way, even if the war is over with, I'm not going to be happy. This dude need to be prosecuted for war crimes. This guy has truly overstepped everything that has anything to do with being human.
But that would mean stopping them. And like I said, this is not going to end.
This is the guy Trump looked up to. Cows were all, of course. That's why I said, where have we heard you do the damage and then blame the other person? Where have we heard that from? Trump and his people. Where did they get it from? Dictators.
Because he bought an apartment from him in Russia, so that means he's got to be smart.
Or is the Ukraine bombing itself just to try to blame? If this ain't the perfect time to take a break, because my head hurt dealing with this. This whole section, this whole part of the show was a showing of a bunch of cowards. Senate, Lindsey Graham, Tim Scott, Putin. Sorry. All of them.
Plus Gates.
This whole section, this whole hour that we just did right now it was built on cowards who would then turn around and try to make sure that you know they're the most bravest people on the face of the planet, when they truly, certainly are not. Trump has been studying at the feet of Putin for over 20 years. He loved all the dictators because he wants to be one so badly. Sad for him that he was neither the brains nor the balls to do it. Yeah. So that's all I got. Tracy, you got anything?
Not on this. I hope he gets a whole lot on the uptick. I hope we're heading for the uptick part of the program.
We are. While you're here, please do not forget to hit that like button. I truly appreciate it. Thank you very much. We are going to take a 3-minute break so everybody can reboot their computers and themselves. So we will be back in 3 minutes. Stay tuned.
I could take a break from this world, running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly, take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. Finally, I always say dreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free.
We are back. Second hour of the show. Still here with Tracy Carson, little sis. I want to express something that we didn't get. She said something while we was going to break. I'm sorry that current events are so draining everyone, but she was saying, not I'm sorry, like it's my fault. I always get told that when I'm expressing sorrow. how about you stop doing the things that's draining? Instead of you worrying about how I'm taking it. No, that's makes too much sense. Okay. Sorry. I know I'm not supposed to use logic on this show. Back, fresh reboot, so now I can say what's on my mind instead of hold it back like I usually. What?
She didn't read that part about not bearing false witnesses, I see.
And then Anna agreed. Right. Right. Yeah, we never ever have to worry about Mickey holding back. The only way Mickey get held back is being put in Facebook jail again. That's about as close as you gonna get to being held back. And even that don't last long. So you got anything to say before we go to the videos?
I'm surprised you didn't let me talk about the gaslighting that's going on.
Knock yourself out.
Okay, again, I'm very pleased that we now have somebody that looks like me on the Supreme Court. We not counting Clarence Thomas. He doesn't count to me. She's the Black Supreme Court Justice. The end. But you knew the right was going to pull their low bar attacks. But some of these people on the left, y'all got to stop this gaslighting Cory Booker. Y'all Cory Bookering. Yes, I'm talking about Cory again.
God, let that man go.
I can't because he wasn't even the worst of it. I was, for some dumb reason, I was watching MSNBC. And of course they ask about, what does this mean? I'm like, we still have a majority conservative court. We still are fighting for voting rights as they're being stripped away state by state by state. Her being on the court doesn't change that. Am I glad she's on the court? Absolutely. But it doesn't change the scope of the face of the court. It's still conservative. It's still mostly white. What is all this? Could her confirmation is going to somehow stop racism? I'm like, what? Is she going to leap tall buildings in a single bound? I'm like, come on. Can we stop this, please?
Still got people out there. And have we not learned from Obama? And I'm not even saying Obama went out of his way to be another what's that representative from Arizona?
Kristen
Sinema. I'm not saying Obama was going out his way to be another Kristen Sinema, says one thing and completely does the opposite. But y'all kind of put Judge Jackson in the same frame as Biden. All right, we got Biden the president. Now we're gonna be progressive, and I'm like, Biden is the least progressive person on the face of the planet.
Him and Jim Clyburn, they right up there. Him, Jim Clyburn, Nancy Pelosi, and Hillary Clinton.
And y'all was happy, like, oh, we're gonna get some stuff done.
I'm like, huh?
What have Biden done? He has done. See, there's a difference, and I know why some of y'all are confused. Have Biden done progressive measures? Yes.
Kind of.
No, he's done some. That doesn't make him a progressive. He's done some progressive things. That's like you chose and you put out there that the next justice was going to be a black woman. That is progressive. You chose to decide that you're going to suspend payment for educational loans. That's a progressive move. That's a tendency.
Progressive move would
You
be too.
stopping it, that's progressive. So don't take a progressive move as being progressive. The dude still ain't canceling.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got progressive would be him totally canceling out.
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, okay, maybe.
That's being progressive. You slowed it down was a progressive move. There's a difference between having a progressive move and being progressive. You suspending it. That's a progressive move. Congratulations. You still have people that are concerned that if you don't extend it any further, that they're right back to, I don't know if I have to pay this or eat.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for stopping it, but you're still having people staying up late at night trying to figure out,
Yeah, the little black children will have someone to look up to. Are y'all for real? Could we stop this? Stop it. I'm not saying she's not worthy of the admiration, but this whole putting her up there with Dr. King, I'm like, come on, stop. Stop, 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 stop. You remind me of my mother.
Oh, good Lord. Did anyone know that when Clarence Thomas first married, he had a son? He has no children now with Jenna. So did they castrate him before or after they married? Inquiring minds what to know. I'm just saying this.
Wait a minute, Clarence Thomas has been married more than once?
Yeah, we just don't talk about it.
He don't pick, I mean, that ain't for me to say. I don't gotta be with her. That's something I'm not that.
Mickey, all I'm saying is I wouldn't be looking into Jenna's pocketbook at this point in time because there's a jar with never mind. So we're gonna move on to Foxy's videos of the week. So I don't know this guy's name. He's with a group, and he does this a lot. And I need to take the effort to write down and memorize his name in the group that he's with. But he goes out to Trump rallies everywhere and asks what we're not supposed to do on this show. Asks logical questions. He doesn't interrupt them. He's not being disrespectful or anything else. He does what I've been trying to tell everybody to do to get through to people is don't interrupt them. Don't get mad. Don't get frustrated. Don't cut them off anything else. Just let them talk. And it is pure gold. But I wanted to put this video in it not because of the beginning, not because of the middle, but the ending was gold. It was fantastic.
How do you all feel about the events of January 6th?
A lot of that was Antifa.
Really?
Yes.
Why would Antifa interrupt the certification of an election in which their candidate won? Wouldn't they want him to be certified?
They just want to disrupt in any way possible.
Do you think Antifa wanted him to be president? I guess is what I'm asking.
Yes.
Yeah. So why would they interrupt the certification of the vote on January 6th?
I have a different view of things.
Well, it's just like if you have a.
Yeah, it
doesn't make sense, right? Like why would they do that?
Well.
Ooh, child.
When you have nothing else to say, oh my God, that was hilarious.
I mean,
it wasn't hilarious. the answer was funny in itself, but after a while, when you could actually smell the smoke from the wheels turning that hasn't been turned in over 5 years now, and it slowly started churning that old oil in their brain, and you could actually smell the smoke coming out their ears, and they can't gaslight their way out of the answer. Oh my God, that was fantastic. That was absolutely phenomenal. Oh God, let me see here. What I did love is the way our daughter looked at her mother throughout the process. She was quiet, dignified, and more grateful than all the senators in that room. And what makes it so bad, Mickey, I appreciate it. What makes it so bad is, I guarantee that Mrs. Jackson had to have that conversation with her daughter. That they're gonna be brutal, they're gonna be rough, they're gonna be terrible.
Yeah, I'm just glad it was her, because that would have been me. Oh, I'd have went off on. Yep, we can not be confirmed, because I'm sure gonna tell y'all what I think.
Jamal and Dean Thomas.
That's
who he was married to? Clarify that. Jordan Clifford, yeah. And I've got to remember that because he does this a lot, Tracy. He just goes to these places.
Yeah, I know. I watched his Comedy Central special.
God, that dude kills me.
He interviews Trump supporters and asks them common sense questions.
There are a few people who are doing this at the rally. It's been nice to see someone with a brain there. Yeah, it was like I said, my favorite part of it was the fact that you had nothing to say at the end.
He was like,
and they kept looking at each other like,
Liz, can you bail me out, I need help.
Can you take this? No, because I ain't got nothing. Can you? No, you got nothing. Nope, still got nothing. Oh, that's not Jordan. Okay, I think it was. Like I said, I think it's a group of people that does it. Wait a minute. Yes, it was Mickey. I think that's the son.
Maybe Jamal is the son.
Jamal is
Clarence's son.
Oh,
so his mother must be black.
God, your son is 50?
Yeah, because Clarence Thomas is like in his 70s or 80s. He not, you know.
Sheesh. I've asked many Trumpsters quiet. I'm going to get through this, Mickey, but you kind of lost me at you was talking to Trumpsters quiet, calm, and polite questions, but I wasn't there. I'm going to believe you. Quiet, calm questions like that, when they don't have an answer, they usually just name call, insult me, and throw a tantrum.
I can say don't throw them hands. You know that's.
Hey, keep your hands to yourself. You can say whatever you want to.
Yep,
bro.
You can say whatever you feel like. Just keep your hands to yourself.
Your hands to yourself. Clarence is 73.
3? I thought he had to be in his 80s because he, you know, they say black don't crack, but see, there's a misnomer.
Oh no, yeah, that's when you have a normal life though. Clarence look rough.
Yeah, I'm like, he 73. How old is it? Okay, so she said his son Jamal is 49. So that would have made him old?
5, 21, 22 when he had him.
So he didn't name him Clarence Jr.?
Probably did. He changed it. I don't want to be known as. I don't want you knowing me as a. Yeah. I'll keep the last name because Thomas is
common.
It's a common name, but you ain't putting no junior on me, bro. So our next video, and Mickey is gonna love this one, and Anna's gonna love this one too. This is how every person running for governor in Georgia, this is how they run their campaign.
I'm filled with the love of Christ and Bang energy drink, and I'm ready to bang Georgia. And guess what? If you get pregnant, you're keeping it, because when I'm governor, all abortion will be illegal, because that fetus could be a Jesus. I will get rid of every communist through a little game I like to call Duck Duck Communist. It's just like Duck Duck Goose, but the goose is a communist. I believe in three things: Jesus, guns, and babies. Jesus because he founded America. Guns because we need them to protect ourselves from the government, which I'm currently trying to be a part of. And babies because the baby. So vote for me because that fetus could be a Jesus.
I don't want to pull out Sunday school teacher here and everything, but what? Girl, I know that's got to be a parody because I'm just gonna believe it is.
It's a parody.
That baby could be a No, there's only one.
A Jesus. That's what got me. It could be a Jesus. What the heck is a Jesus?
Mm-mm. I don't claim to know very much. Because, hey, I'm just out here. But, okay, not the, okay.
Yeah, I forgot. And
Bang.
I'm from Bang, Georgia. What? Wait, you're gonna what, Georgia? And if you get pregnant, you gonna keep it. Because it could be a Jesus.
A Jesus, not
the Jesus.
A
Jesus. Oh God, that was hilarious.
Oh, and he found America.
About that. Jesus found America.
I mean, if you want to get technical, like if you want to be all super religious, I'll just let that one go.
Jeebus. Did you see that in Texas they arrested a woman for...
I thought they found her, they dropped the charges.
Oh boy. That was it really
was Jesus. Really? Girl, really?
Oh God. If Jesus came back down with the right reason that he's brown-skinned, Jewish, radical, and social, they'll crucify. Oh yeah, I showed you that video. I showed you that video when the guy said that if Jesus come back right now, he'd be prosecuted all over again. Because they use Jesus as they use Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Peace talk.
Yeah, they forgot all the other stuff they said. We're gonna just use the points that we like. And you notice when they do Dr. King, they don't use that one quote from Dr. King.
And you know what?
One. They'll use nothing else. Nothing else.
You know what I've come to the conclusion of, Tracy? Because that's the only quote they know.
They know more.
No, I guarantee that's probably literally the only quote they know from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. They can't even say, how many times have I said Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.? That's his name, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. How many times have they said Martin Luther King Jr.? You off the bat disrespected the dude.
Yeah, you didn't give him his reverend title nor his doctorate.
I see a video of a woman saying that Jesus was American. Jesus was American. That's why the Bible was written in English. Oh, jeez.
See, we not all this stupid. I'm going to say this one more time. We not all this stupid. Just ignore the dumb ones. That's the only advice I can tell people.
Whoo.
That's why the Bible's was written in English. Help them. Help them.
Jesus was American.
So yeah, born in Bethlehem, but somehow American. Oh, okay. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania? I mean, what?
So he was around during the Revolutionary War. He was around during 1776.
Where was he with the Great Passage? I mean, he was just out here like saying it was okay. What? See, they gonna make me. They gonna make me, and I don't want.
That feels good. You can have that one, dude. That's too funny for me. Moms have comments. These people are fucking nuts. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How can you forget it?
I'm so close. I am so close to asking Foxy to make me a t-shirt that says it could be a Jesus. So I want so bad to ask her.
No, because you'll make the mistake of wearing it to church one day, and people gonna be like, "What's wrong with him?"
I'll be happy to explain to him how you can't have abortion because you could have a Jesus, and you do know that Jesus was American. That's why the Bible was written. I love these people sometimes.
It's good, right? I'm gonna go right to his page and see it because I don't think he gonna. No, yeah, he did.
I might just have to steal it too to make it a big. I really do. I really.
Boy.
The more I think, I don't have a pen over here. I really think I'm going to do it. I want a T-shirt. I think I'm gonna have a T-shirt and just
see.
go.
I would slip up and wear it the wrong place.
No, you can't. Bethlehem,
Georgia. I'm like Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Weird.
Oh,
yeah, it would have to be Georgia. It can't be a northern state. It's got to be a southern state.
Oh my goodness! Hey, there's a town in New York just below named Bethlehem.
There's a Beth.
Yeah, I know that one. I have a meme of a snow white boy sitting among black boys that says, "With Jesus hid in Israel."
You mean Egypt, right?
No, it's the whole thing, and when they keep saying that Jesus is white.
Yeah, I know, but I thought he was hidden in Egypt, not Israel.
I thought it was Israel.
It was Egypt because
yeah,
see, here I go. I'm like, well, see, that's what I don't want to do all that.
Thank you, Adam. This needs to be a T-shirt. This really does need to be a. You know what? Y'all hold off.
He gonna go get a pen and a piece of paper.
I'm finna text her. She'll sleep, but I want to make sure
she is sleeping. It's 9:20.
Tomorrow is 10-hour shifts.
Oh,
so
I thought she owned her own business and was working at home.
And both are correct.
Oh, she got 2 jobs. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I need a T-shirt. Y'all give me some lines. I need what needs to go on the T-shirt.
Just that. You can't have an abortion. Lord, I'm sorry. I'm like, no. This is just, and the bad thing is it's people that think like that, and you just be like, help them. They can't be that stupid. They can't be. But then they talk and you realize, yeah, they really think like that. Jesus had to be American. That's why the Bible's written in English. I can't. Just forget the whole crucified in Jerusalem part. He is American. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to put. I need a T-shirt. It needs to say, don't have an abortion. It could be a Jesus.
Yeah, knowing me, I would wear that to the wrong place. I'll be like, oops.
If she makes that T-shirt, I'm putting it on sale. That's going to be our motto. Don't have an abortion. It could be a Jesus. Okay, so she agreeing with you. She said it was Egypt.
Yeah,
okay.
I was going to say, I thought it was Egypt because that's when Joseph had a dream.
Tracy, if you wear that T-shirt in the wrong place, that means you're wearing
No, because I'll be wearing it at church and I know everybody's pretty much pro-choice. I mean, pro-life. And I'm definitely the opposite.
You can't have an abortion because that fetus would be a Jesus.
Wrong one, you're awkward.
Don't abort, that fetus could be a Jesus. That's close enough. Don't have an abortion, it could be a Jesus. I want that on a shirt. I want that on a shirt, and I want it now.
Bethlehem, Georgia is the best one.
And I'm gonna put that on the front, Bethlehem, Georgia, and on the back, I'm gonna go put that whole catchphrase. Oh God, that was great. Anyway, so moving on, we're gonna. I put this video because I don't know if it's true or not. I don't even think we even talked about. Well, that's not true. Nobody thought about this. But I have a mix of males and females on here. So I just want to know, do y'all think that this could be true?
Okay, so I'm just learning about this. I don't believe that this is a real thing, but I need you guys to tell me. My sister says that girls get into the car with their head first and guys get in butt first. Let me show you. That's how you're supposed to do it.
No.
I have never heard that. I get in rear first.
I've always put my butt in first.
Yeah, I'm like, I go rear first.
I like to play, so I'll make the meme. Hey, knock yourself out. I'll probably copy the meme. Pro-life. Pro-life. What if this is out of Jesus? Oh, boy. The more you know. I must be a man.
Yeah, because I go rear first. I have never seen anybody get in head first. I literally have. I'm like, have I ever seen somebody get in head first?
The funny thing about it is, if you get in head first, isn't it usually because you try to get out as quickly as you possibly can because somebody's shooting outside and you diving in? Like you don't have time. Bethlehem, Jesus, Georgia. Jesus was a
redneck. Oh no, this. See, you done gone too far. You done gone too far.
Now you're just not going to talk about Jesus like that because you gotta remember Jesus ran the Underground Railroad because you know he was American. He ran the Underground Railroad. He helped out Harriet Tubman when she needed it.
Well, that could be depending on your religious perspective.
So let me ask you this then, Nikki, since you're the one that said it. So she says Jesus was American. And then she gave that idiotic statement because the Bible is written.
That's why the Bible's written in English.
But Jesus is American. Okay, here's my question then. So where was he crucified?
Jerusalem, Tennessee.
And where is that? What country is that in?
America.
So America crucified Jesus? I dare you to say it out loud.
Yep.
I dare you.
Yep. She ain't gonna say. I mean, that's a parody, but people who think like that, they'll never even.
I dare you to say it out loud.
They be like, "What?"
It is. I'm gonna have a ball.
Yep.
Yes, I'm done. Good night. Good night, Anna. Or Theus is saying good night. I can't remember which one is saying which. But yeah.
Babies, because
so there's two. If Jesus was America, I dare you to say that he was crucified here. There's my second t-shirt. Jesus drove a ram and parked at the.
See, he just going too far over there. He just done crossed the blasphemous line. Now stop. Go to bed, Theus. Go to bed.
And what happened was that he accidentally dropped a radio in the bush and he was on a talk show.
Only Alex Jones show, because you know he don't appear on them other ones.
The Talking Bush. Burning Bush. Depends on what he was smoking. And the right wing also hate the Jews because they crucified Jesus. I had to tell them, but actually it was the Romans.
It was actually the Romans.
It was
Come
the Romans.
on.
Yeah. Don't encourage him. Please don't.
Don't, because he gonna keep coming up with
He's
him.
gonna do this all
Then he'll
night
message us
long.
all through work tomorrow. Be like, I'm at work. I'm at work. You can't be doing this. I'm at work.
He got to go to work in the morning and everything, and so do I. So moving on. So I remember yesterday that we was talking about this is 2 minutes long, so anybody that wants to refresh it and everything and just listen to it, they can. So remember yesterday we was talking about employers and employees and they're being a tad bit out of touch with their employees. That whole video I showed of the CEO just acting like a pure ass to an unpaid intern, like whatever. Here's another one. And this goes a little more in depth, so enjoy.
My best employee quit on the spot because I wouldn't let her go to her college graduation.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like an unreasonable thing.
I manage a team, and part of their job is to provide customer support over the phone. Due to a new product launch, we were expected to provide service outside of our normal hours for a bit. This includes some of my team coming in on a day our office is normally closed, based on lowest seniority because no one volunteered. One employee asked to come in 2 hours after the start time due to her college graduation ceremony beginning that same day. She was, I guess, taking night classes part-time in order to earn her degree. I was unable to grant her request because she was the employee with the lowest seniority.
So you cover it. You do it.
I said that if she could find someone to replace her for those 2 hours, she could start later. She asked all of her coworkers, but no one was willing to come in on their day off. Caveat to this, I did intervene and switch one person's end time because they had concert tickets that they had already paid for, but this was a special circumstance because there was the cost involved. I told this team member that she could not start 2 hours late and that she would have to skip the ceremony. An hour later, she handed me her work ID and a list of all the times she had worked late / came in early / worked overtime for each and every one of her coworkers. Then she quit on the spot.
Good.
I'm a bit upset because she was my best employee by far.
Then why didn't you treat her well? Why didn't you give her any kind of compensation for that?
Her work was excellent. She never missed a day of work in the 6 years she worked there, and she was my go-to person for weekends and holidays.
How is she the lowest on the poll if she's your best and has been there 6 fucking years?
Yeah.
At a minimum, she's a peer to everybody else. I don't care how long they've been there.
Even though she doesn't work here any longer, I want to reach out and tell her that quitting without notice because she didn't get her way isn't professional. I only want to do this because she was an otherwise great employee, and I don't want her to derail her career by doing this again thinking it's okay.
I don't want you to stand up for yourself.
Okay, let me start off by saying this real quick. Don't contact her ever again. That's off the bat. And number two, it is totally amazed me how you always seem to be the best employee they ever had, yet I never treat you like you're the best employee they ever had. That is what you will call taking advantage of somebody. And he said it personally. He literally said, because she was my go-to person for weekends and holidays. You took advantage of her. Now you don't have anybody to take advantage of. Because some reason you thought somebody having concert tickets was more important than somebody having a moment for, I don't know, graduating. Oh my God.
What's wrong with people? Her graduation, but yet he or she gave someone else time off because they paid for concert. Her graduations only happened one time. She earned that I wish I was that person that quit and that person called me because hey, it'd be a nice conversation.
I'm gonna go ahead and get this out the way. She was such a great employee that I never expected her to rebel, and I screwed her over for 6 years. Yeah, pretty much.
6 years.
I'm getting that out of the way, Tracy, because they're still at it. Wow, Life of Brian would actually teach some people some things. With Jesus' favorite band.
He's going too far. Y'all need to go to bed, Theus. Go to bed right now. And you laughing, that will do nothing.
That's funny. That was funny. Since Eve was created from Adam's rib, that makes her a clone, which makes her a man, meaning God created the first trans, and since he's never made a mistake,
I'm saying nothing because I can say a whole bunch, and I'm not.
Anywho, so I'm going to end off on clip from Saturday Night Live. Funny clip, true clip, absolutely true across the board. But it was still funny. I ain't doing it.
Well, since I don't shop Amazon because they're garbage, I'll never do it.
You go tell a black person, minority, go to the store, put whatever item that you want in your bag. Notice they didn't say their bags, grocery bag, anything like. No, put it in your bag. Like, we have to make sure we keep this personal. Put it in your bag and just simply walk out. Now, you can simply walk out. Now, what's happening at that other end? Can't see it working out very well for you. All right, Tracy, you gotta say something. That's the last thing I got.
I just want to talk about how Amazon took that L. That made my whole week. Yeah, me neither, Mickey. I don't trust nothing Amazon do.
Yeah.
Nothing. They took that L. I mean, they took it. And now they're crying, oh, it was fixed. Oh, really? What money did they have to fix it with? That whole $120,000 they had in their account. Well, yeah, they can buy elections with that.
Yeah, I literally was waiting to see what Tracy was gonna say. So
Nothing.
I was just waiting. Oh. Well, that is the show for tonight. Way under 2 hours. Not gonna say the reason why, because he's not here to defend himself. It was this. This was his. Why we're under 2 hours. Tracy, tell everybody where they can find you.
TracyMediaLLC.com. That's where you'll find my Patreon, my updated videos, and the rollout of the big announcement coming next month.
You will find me next week on Saturday Night 5 every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and next Sunday on Radical Truth to Power every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate Tracy coming on here. So we're gonna shut it down. The second half was really enjoyable. Having half laugh like I appreciate it. I knew it was that first half was gonna be rough, so I had to go out with a bang. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is our show for tonight. I really appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Please do not forget to hit that like button on the way out. I would truly appreciate it. If you have a chance, please do not forget to support Tracy and Theus and myself on Patreon. If you want a little inspiration to do Tracy's Patreon, go back and watch last night's show, where I showed a couple of clips of one of her Patreon videos. That should inspire you to go on there to see a lot more content that she has on that page. So until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace.